Hello, everyone. I am Dr. Jenkins. You are going to be you're going to be honored to be with me this semester for Anatomy and Physiology 2. All right? So, you're going to have me for lecture and lab. Everything is 100% online. And this video is meant to just introduce how the course is going to run. Okay? All right. So, let's start with lecture. All right. So everything is going to be online. However, we will not be meeting at a specific time for Zoom lectures. Let me say that again. We will not be meeting at a specific time for Zoom lectures. Instead, what you'll notice is when you log onto Blackboard for our course, you will see that I've posted links to videos for every lecture. So when you go on to Blackboard, there'll be a tab that says Lecture, PowerPoint, and Videos. You click on that, and then you'll see a folder for each unit. Our first unit is going to be on the blood. So you open the blood folder, and then you'll see links to my YouTube channel. And when you click on that link, it'll take you right away to the blood lecture on my YouTube channel. I just feel like this is a better fit for this level of class and for the type of student that I tend to have. I know everyone's schedules are turned upside down, and we have a lot of things that are disrupted and different because of COVID. So this way, it allows you to be able to view the lecture videos on your own timeline. Okay? They'll be available for you all the time. We usually cover one chapter a week. So, for our first week, you'll see that I have blood. So you'll watch the blood videos. Usually I split up the videos into 2 videos per chapter. So you have all week to view them on your own timeline. Okay, so we will not be meeting on Zoom at a particular time each week. Instead, the videos will be available for you all week for you to watch and potentially rewatch the lecture videos. Okay? All right. So with lecture, each week you'll see links to the YouTube videos. When you open up those videos, you will see the PowerPoint, and then you'll hear my voice. You're not going to see my face, which is probably a good thing. But you'll hear my voice, and then you'll see me writing on the PowerPoint. Just like I would if I was in class. I'd be pointing to things, right? So it's really important that you watch the videos. I want to respect your time, and I want to make your time watching those videos worth it. So it's not going to be me just reading the slide word for word. God, that'd be so boring. And it'd be a waste of your time because you can read. But instead, I really am pointing out the most important things and trying to explain them in a way that hopefully makes sense to you. So really watch the videos. That way you'll know what to study. When I circle something or underline it, or when I add some comments on the side, those are really important. So you're going to want to watch the videos. Now, on Blackboard, along with the links to the YouTube lecture videos, you will see the PowerPoint. So if you'd like to open up the PowerPoint or download it so you can follow along, it's there for you. You will also see, under another tab on Blackboard, you will see chapter outlines. So in addition to being able to open up the PowerPoint, some people prefer to take notes or view it on the actual PowerPoint slide. Other people prefer to use the chapter outline. So with each chapter, you will also see a Word document that is an outline. So it'll be like, here's the big point, subpoints, and then you can fill in, either type in or write in by hand, the most important material. So you've got to think about what's going to work best for you, right? And how you like to take notes. But those are all available to you. All right? Okay, so for lecture, we're not meeting at a certain time. The videos will be available to you all the time. Spread throughout the semester, we have, I want to say, 4 lecture exams. The lecture exams will be given through Blackboard. They are usually around 50 questions, multiple choice, and they'll be timed, right, to try and curb cheating. The exams will be available on Blackboard all week, but they must be taken no later than, for that week, Sunday at midnight. Okay? You will only be allowed to do 1 attempt for each exam. Once we get closer to an exam, I will post more information about it, so you'll know what to expect. People who have had me before, they can, maybe you've had me for A&P1 or you've heard someone had me for A&P1, they can give you an idea of what to expect on the exams. I'd like to say that they are challenging but fair. So I'm never going to throw a question on an exam that we didn't talk about, okay? However, that's not to say that the exams are going to be easy. They're challenging. But I'm giving you all the material that you need, and the week of the exam, I'll post an announcement with information about what to expect on that exam. All right? Okay, so that's lecture. For lab, you have me for lab also. You will see a tab on Blackboard labeled Lab. Now, sometimes an instructor will have one Blackboard page for lecture and then a separate one for lab. I would just rather have it all on one page. So you're not even going to see your separate lab page because I'm not going to make it available to you. This way, all of your material for lecture and for lab is on the same one Blackboard page. So you'll see a tab labeled Lab. Each week, we'll be covering one lab. Similar to lecture, we will not be meeting at a certain time on Zoom for lab. Instead, your material will be posted all week. So our first lab is going to be on blood typing, right? So for that week, you'll go onto Blackboard, click on lab, and you'll see a folder for the blood lab. Open it up. Oftentimes, there will be a video. In this case, there's a video of me doing the blood typing lab in the lab. These videos tend to be shorter than the lecture videos, maybe 20 minutes or so. So for each week, open up the lab, watch the videos. Along with each lab, you will see a lab worksheet. As you watch the videos or after you watch the videos, fill in the lab worksheet. Those lab worksheets will be due no later than Sunday at midnight. So you're going to see a trend. Everything is going to be available for a week, and then everything is due no later than Sunday at midnight. Maybe you've heard the word on the street about good old Dr. J. I do not take late work, and I mean it. So if you email me a lab assignment and I get it at 12:01 on Sunday, I'm not going to accept it. So plan ahead, ladies and gentlemen. These things are going to be available to you all week. Please do them earlier in the week, or at least earlier in the weekend. I do my best to check my email on the weekend, but if you email me a question about the lab Sunday at 10 p.m., well, chances are I'm not going to get that email and be able to get back to you before it's due at midnight. And then if you email me again on Monday morning, hey, didn't respond to my email, too bad. So I am here to help you, but you just have to reach out at a reasonable time. I do check my emails on weekends as best I can, but if you wait until later in Sunday, you're taking a big risk because I may not be able to check my email. So just do it earlier in the week or at least earlier on the weekend. That also extends to your online quizzes for lab and lab practicals and your online lecture exams. Do not wait until Sunday at 9:45 to take your lab practical when it's due at midnight. We know Blackboard, sometimes it's going to kick you off for no reason. If you wait until late Sunday, well, I'm not going to be able to get that email and reset it for you before it's due at midnight. So do it earlier in the week or earlier on the weekend or earlier in the day on Sunday. That way, if Blackboard kicks you off, you just send me an email. Hey, Dr. Jenkins, Blackboard kicked me off. Can you reset this lab practical? I get the email, I reset it for you, I email you back, and then you have plenty of time to take it again before the midnight deadline. Okay. Speaking of lab, each week there'll be some videos, a lab worksheet that's due Sunday at midnight, and then scattered throughout the lab there will be some lab practicals and lab quizzes. I will give you the information about what to expect. For example, let's say we have the heart practical. There'll be an announcement posted that week, and it'll say, this week we have the heart practical. It will be 25 questions. You will have 35 minutes to complete it. It will include labeling of the pig heart and the human heart. It will also include questions on blood flow through the heart. So you'll know what to expect, okay? When we get to the body systems in lab, I mentioned the heart, I will post videos of me going through the models in the lab. So there's a video of me going through the heart models in the lab, pointing out everything. We also have some dissections. I am sad to not be able to cut things open with you in the lab. But in this situation, we have to do second best, and that's me in the lab by myself, recording a video. So you'll see a video of me going through the pig heart structures with the pig heart in my hand. Or when we get to the when we get to the blood vessels, you'll see me in a video going through the human model blood vessels, and then you'll see a video of me going through the blood vessels on the cat. With the body systems in lab, you will also see folders in Blackboard of pictures to help you study. There'll be pictures of the human models and pictures of the actual cat blood vessels. One folder on Blackboard will include pictures that are labeled, and the other folder in Blackboard will include pictures that are unlabeled. So plenty of resources to help you study. The way the course is set up is very similar to every other science class we have at Hudson Valley. What we do in lecture makes up 50% of your grade. What we do in lab makes up 25% of your grade. And then the final exam, which I'll discuss towards the end of the semester online, also makes up 25% of the grade. You're going to want to use lab to help your overall grade, okay? A&P 2, for many people, is harder than A&P 1. A&P 1 maybe included a little bit more memorization, like memorize these bones, memorize what these muscles are, memorize these tissue types. In A&P 2, we get into more physiology. I like that. But it tends to be a little bit harder for most people. So this means that you're probably going to have to study. I mean, you're going to have to study, and a lot. So just be prepared. Some people, I feel like they get a little blindsided because A&P 1, they got used to kind of memorizing and regurgitating information for the exams. But for A&P 2, even when we start the first chapter on the blood, we talk about blood clotting and the chemical reaction cascade. Then we talk about the heart and the cardiac cycle. So exciting, but just be prepared. Also for A&P 2, we hit the ground running. So if you think back to A&P 1, if you've had it, hopefully you have, in A&P 1, the introductory chapters were a little bit more kind of easier, terminology, a review of the cell. Whereas in A&P 2, some of our hardest material is at the beginning. So be prepared to get studying, get going right away. Don't fall behind. Okay, a couple other things to remind you of. Some A&P instructors require you to use the online program Mastering. I don't think I've said this on this video, but I've recorded so many videos, I'm starting to lose track. For my class, lecture and lab, I am not requiring Mastering. If you have a Mastering code and you want to use it for study tools, great. But I'm not going to have any required assignments through Mastering. Now, I've made clear that we are not going to be meeting at a certain time for a lecture or for a lab. However, I will be holding office hours every week on Zoom. So on Blackboard, you'll see weekly office hours, and I'll list the time and the day, and then you'll see a link right there to Zoom. So whenever that time or day comes, you just click on that link, it opens up Zoom, boom, you can ask me questions. If my posted office hour times on Zoom don't work with your schedule, send me a message. Send me an email. Hey, Dr. J, unfortunately, those times don't work in my schedule. I am available to meet on this day and this time. Would that time work for you? And then I can meet you on our own little Zoom call. But you have to communicate with me. So I am here to help you, but you just have to reach out. I have some notes here just to make sure I'm not forgetting anything. The last thing I want to say is, in addition to email, you're going to be able to also communicate with me through a phone app called Remind. So it's a free phone app. You download it for free. It's called Remind. And then on Blackboard, I'm going to post a course code. So once you download Remind, enter in the course code, and then you're going to be into our class. And basically what it is it's just a way for you to text with me without having to do it through our phone numbers. So some people prefer to communicate using their phone. I know email is so like 10 years ago. But, a lot of you are busy and maybe you have kids and you're balancing that, and opening up your computer is maybe not as convenient. Just send a quick message through the Remind app. Hey, Dr. J, I have a question. Hey, when is this due? So you have many ways to communicate with me. There are no excuses. All right, folks, let's start the semester off well. I am here if you have questions. Good luck.